Me more Yoruba so dada. More kolowo. More wo YouTube. More wo maso ibo. Okay. Oh, -1 million.
Oore la ṣe fún baba ńlá bàbá wọn kí wọ́n tó sọ di bímọ wa lọ́wọ́.
So what's one character trait that Lisabi exhibited that you want people to emulate? And what is one character trait that Lisabi exhibited that you'd want us to run away from?
I don't think there is a character of Lisabi that we shouldn't emulate, because everything it does is fighting for humanity and fighting for the liberation of his people. But unlike when people have power these days, the power, they misuse it. But he didn't use it until he sees that it is time I use this power in a positive way. And then he uses it, and he told her, I will tell you who I am so that you know me. Oftentimes, all of the time, I've been hiding. But this is me, and this is the power that I possess, and I will use it to fight for the liberation of my people.
To anybody listening that is trying to find who they are, what's your advice?
Be open-minded and accept criticism. Look for the positive in their criticism. Look for the negative in their criticism. Change the negative to positive and go on and prosper.
When did you first know about Lateef Adedimeji?
Well, actually, Lateef Adedimeji, came to the industry via Afeez Eniola. Afeez Eniola, is like a brother to me. So it was Afeez that brought him to me, and I'm talking about like 15 years ago, close to 15 years ago. But immediately I remembered the first production in which I met him. I directed the job, and it was to play a driver. And he was like, sir, I can speak so many languages, sir. I can speak Egba, I can speak Ibadan, I can speak Lárúbáwá, Arabics, I can speak Ijesha. So I was like, oh, that's great. And then, okay, just try anyone that is fine. And he did. I think he did a bit of Lárúbáwá then, So when we finished that scene, I called his boss, and I was like, watch out for this guy. He's a bundle of talent. That's been several years ago, and we are happy today that. So this is Lateef Adedimeji. We are here celebrating him with his beautiful and adorable wife.
In the trailer, we see you sort of become a bit jealous, or wanting some of the praise for Lisabi. Can you tell us a bit about that?
He definitely had strong feelings towards Lisabi getting a lot of the accolades that he felt him and the other guys deserved a very healthy part of. And of course, that led, sort of like back and forth.
Do you think that jealousy is always a bad thing?
I think jealousy doesn't stem from a bad place, but once it develops into jealousy, then it's bad. But healthy competition is good. It's good to observe and see what other people have, and if you want those things for yourself, you work towards it. But when it then comes from a place where you're not being spiteful about it, or you now want to find a way to take their thing by force, that's a problem.
What was the most fun thing for you about being on set for Lisabi?
Honestly, just the energy on set, like just being in that cultural environment with all the legends, and just being able to learn, just being able to learn firsthand and also ask questions, and just learn a lot more about Yoruba culture and Yoruba history than I even knew before going on to the project. We had multiple language coaches on set, just making sure that we're, hitting the tone, right? And it's definitely an experience that I enjoyed. I'm looking forward to doing more.
How important are friendships to a person's life?
You need friends, true friends. Friends that can look you in the eye and tell you the truth. So it's very important. And if you look at that vis-a-vis the character, of Lisabi and Oshokenu, the respective characters, you see that these were guys that were able to speak truth, to power all the time. Even amongst themselves, is saying, Olenia is saying, they are playing, but they are also having heart-to-heart conversations. And this is what you need in friendship. This is what keeps body, soul, and mind together. Because as a person, if you have no friend or no companion to always look you in the eye and tell you, look, this is right, oh, this is wrong, oh, no, And if I compare that to my personal life, sometimes I create some content or sometimes I comment on some societal topics and my friends are telling me, Debo, you should have said it this way. So next time I know, okay, I'll tailor myself. So friendship is very important.
What would you say is your proudest achievement in this project?
Creating some of the effects for the film, was, challenging compared with some other films that I've worked on. Was challenging, and the fact that I was able to achieve some very precise sound,
Can you give us which one? Just give us.
Opo.
At least Ayoko.
It'll probably be the war scenes. That's what I can think of right now, because the war scenes, the major war scene was very profound. I would say the sword strikes and gore, blood and all that stuff, bringing the thing to come alive in people's ears such that when you hear that strike, that hit into the guts, you hear that and you feel irritated and, it gets to you. So I feel like, I'm proud to have made, something like that feel real, bring the sound alive for people.
So we have museums in Lagos, we have museums in Nigeria, we have filmmakers. Filmmakers are retelling epic stories. So how can museums and these storytellers collaborate? What would you like to see more and more?
I mean, I think this particular collaboration with Lisabi is something that was planned. It wasn't just an oversight. We actually decided to reach out to Lateef because of the value of the film itself. We are a Yorùbá history and culture center, and we are interested in epic stories like this that are retelling and foretelling our stories, and to start to see and tell them, like, you see all these costumes, all these artifacts that you're using in your films, there are ways we can actually give them a second life, where we can also start exhibiting them in a museum, where we can start recreating the film set in a museum, where we can start to create a space where audience members can come and see their characters in real time. Not very different from what Disney is doing with Disneyland. That's where we're going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
JK Randle Centre is going to be a Disneyland where people will come from all over the world to see and experience Yorùbá.
Absolutely, especially one that is connected to a particular story, a particular myth, a particular history, especially one that's connected to a particular film. So that once the film is already popularized, people have seen them, people know those characters. How do you then interact with those characters? How do you create a mood, a new kind of storytelling around, exhibitions?
Funny, eré, nínú àṣà.
Eré pé lóríṣiríṣi, ṣé eré tí ó jẹ́ ìtàn bíi Lisabi báyìí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Tó jẹ́ wípé àwa Yorùbá àwọn bàbá wa wọ́n sọ pé bí ọmọdé ò bá bá tàn, wọ́n ní á bá àrọ́bá, wọ́n ní àrọ́bá yẹn gangan ni bàbá ìtàn. Ìgbà yẹn ibi tí àwọn bàbá wa tó ní ìmọ̀ye dé ni wípé ká sọ fún àwọn ọmọ tó wà lẹ́yìn wa káwọn náà lè sọ. Ṣùgbọ́n ní ayé tá a wà nísìnyí a ti ní ẹ̀rọ tó jẹ́ wípé a fi ń ká àwọn ìtàn wa sílẹ̀. Àrọ́bá tiwa òun ni Lisabi báyìí. Torí àwọn bàbá wa sọ wípé